We're starting. It might be in slow motion. We're starting. We're live. Here we go. We're on the air. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to July 4th. Happy July 4th, everybody. All my American friends. Majority of my viewers are from the US of A. Happy 4th of July, you guys. What a year or two. Yeah, we just celebrated July 1st here a couple days ago, our 151st birthday. And we're having fun up here. I'm sure you guys are having fun down there. And I guess you guys are getting ready for some serious fireworks tonight. We had fireworks here in good old Creston the other night. They ramped that up around 10 o'clock at night. They had it going for 15 minutes. I don't know how the town affords it. It's possible that the town fathers head south to Idaho and buy it down there and bring it across the border. I'm not sure if you're even allowed to bring fireworks into Canada. I'm not sure if you're allowed to do that. So maybe they didn't do that. Anyway, they had a big fireworks thing. I didn't go and watch it. I heard it from my bedroom. I was lying in bed trying to go to sleep, and there it was. And I thought, oh, let it happen. And it did its thing. But tonight, you've got the fireworks show going in the US of A. Fantastic. Way to go, America. Welcome to the show. This is Bruce with Traveling with Bruce. I'm in Creston, British Columbia, just 3 miles north of Idaho, and Coeur d'Alene's about 2 hours 15 minutes away from me. My favorite Costco store is in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. It's my closest, and I prefer it over the Canadian versions anyway. And hope to be going there in the near future for another little grocery run. Thanks for joining me. Beautiful day here in Creston. We've been cool. We've been in the 60s now for about a week and a bit. But we broke out today. It has begun. The heat wave is beginning to build now out west. The weather people have been saying that this was going to happen, and sure enough, it has started. We're now only in the mid 70s, high 70s, but I can already feel it. The sun and the air, you just know the heat is coming. By tomorrow, we'll be in the 90s, and we'll be approaching mid 90s the day after that. So it's going to be warmer around here. Gorgeous, beautiful sunny day, beautiful green colors on our trees, the lawns, the mountains are that granite blue color, you know, gray, blue mix, just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. No snow anywhere. It's all gone. Even, I think even Smith's Peak, which is south of us in the U.S., got just a little bit of snow in some of the shade areas on the very peak of that mountain, but not much to speak of. It's July, folks. It's over. Winter's gone. Summer's here, and we're getting hot. I know you folks out east and in Florida, you have been baking down there. There are fatalities now being reported in the news for some of the communities in the east who, you know, the vulnerable, those who can't handle it, are becoming overwhelmed by the heat and humidity. So watch out, people. Stay indoors. Stay cool. Keep the fan going. Get the air conditioning going. It'll all be well. Traveling with Bruce, this is a site where we talk about cruise ship holidays all the time. If you love going on a cruise, you found the right place. If you've never been on a cruise before, this is the channel for you. We love talking about cruising here. And I'm on Monday to Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern and Saturdays at 2. But Tuesdays and Thursday nights, I throw in a second show at 8 o'clock Eastern time. And that has kind of become the trivia night shows. We play live trivia Tuesday nights and Thursday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern. You got to join in if you haven't. The standard answer, you don't know the answer to a trivia question, it's easy. If I'm asking for a city, Tokyo. Tokyo is almost always a correct answer. Bakersfield, California. I found a cruise the other day, or a quiz the other day, I should say. I found a quiz that had Bakersfield in the answer. So I put it out. I was just waiting for someone to go, Bakersfield? You're right. It's Bakersfield. Oh, that was so much fun. And yeah, Tokyo of the Seas is another guess that we get often. What's the ship name called? The Tokyo of the Seas. We have a good time. If you get a chance, pop on by. The channel, we are growing here again. We've added some subscribers since yesterday. We're now at 2,326 subscribers and climbing. Thank you, newbies, for coming in. Thank you for finding me. Those of you out there who are telling your friends to come on over, thank you for that. We are getting discovered more and more every day. 120, 130 countries I've been viewed in. Unbelievable. People in India and in Israel and Italy and France and Spain and Portugal and you name it, Malta. I mean, they're all over. Hi, you guys. How you guys doing way out there? Nice to have you. And of course, my diehard regulars, my American friends, Canadian viewers, United Kingdom, Australia, Sweden, Switzerland, Austria, Germany, Mexico, Argentina, Brazil. I've got them from all over, and I welcome all of you to the channel. Bienvenue, for those of you who know what that is, and willkommen. Nice to have you here. The channel, like I say, is growing. I have to thank also my my supporters, my viewers. I have some diehard viewers here who really watch my channel and are fans of this channel, and I so appreciate it. I've got people who are donating. They're literally donating cash to my PayPal account right up there. There's a PayPal logo on my homepage. It's a donation button, and folks are donating to the cause. Thank you so much. It helps me keep going. This is my full-time job. That's all I do. Amazon, the Amazon affiliate link page. I'm now gearing it up. I'm getting ready for Prime Day on July 16th. I've been waiting for Amazon to tell us when is Prime Day. And it looks like it's going to start on the 16th of July, go through the 17th of July to like midnight. And I've started putting up a little banner ad inside the Facebook group page we have for Traveling with Bruce on Facebook. If you join, you can join the Prime. You get a Prime membership for nothing. You get a 30-day free trial, free. You get in there now. You got it for Prime Day, and on Prime Day, 1 million items are going to be on an unbelievable sale. It's kind of like Boxing Day or kind of like Black Friday. All kinds of deals on Prime Day, July 16th to 17th. So if you become a member of the Prime, get a Prime membership through my affiliate link, I get a little commission for you doing that, and whatever you buy on Prime Day, I get a commission for that. Doesn't make a difference to your price. It just helps the channel. And if you keep the Prime membership and keep shopping, just use the link down below. Every time you go to Amazon, just go to my affiliate link and shop all you want. And thank you for helping me out that way. I love it. Folks are picking up some Traveling with Bruce gear. Shirts are selling. Mugs are selling. Travel mugs, stickers, books, wall clocks. Unbelievable. I think I have 25 different logos now on the Redbubble store. You'll find the link either in the description below, or you can go up here to my homepage. There's a red little icon up there, Redbubble icon. Click on that. You'll go right to the Redbubble store. They'll take care of you, and they ship worldwide. They do not charge duty on foreign orders. So if you're from Canada and you want to buy a t-shirt from my channel, you don't have to pay customs and duties. The shirt is produced in Canada for you. If you're in the United States, you don't pay customs or duties either. The shirt is made in the United States. It's all manufactured in the USA. Australia, it's an Australian company, by the way. They produce it from Australia. They ship worldwide. They have European centers, and they have really figured out how to do internet marketing globally for Traveling with Bruce stuff. I think it's fantastic. I love how they do it. I can't screw it up. I don't touch your money. I don't touch the order. I don't ship the product. I don't have to worry about returns. They handle everything. And I've been getting nothing but happy clients and happy viewers going, Bruce, I got the shirts. They're great. Got the mugs. None of them were chipped. Got the travel mugs. Love them. I can't be more happy. So thank you everybody for helping me with this, helping me with Amazon, helping me with donations through PayPal, watching the channel. We're monetized again. We've got advertising revenue coming in. Thank you everybody. I love it. Okay. I ask you folks, where are you watching me from? What's your high temperature today? You have any questions about cruising? Fire away. Let's go. Has anyone heard from Debbie Emanuel? How's she doing on the Bliss? Jim Thomas, are you here? Let's see what's going on. Anyone been on a cruise lately? Have you just come off a cruise ship in the last little while? Tell us, what ship were you on? How was it? The good, the bad, the ugly, the happy, the sad. Tell us everything. How was your room? How was the service? How was the food? How were the ports? Let us know. We love hearing about this stuff on our channel. We just eat it up, and we want to talk about it. Today's topic that I came up with today was, since it's July 4th, I didn't really have any news to report to you today because it's kind of a holiday for a lot of the cruise lines. Folks are off today. But I thought, why don't we talk about you guys telling me, what cruise would you like to go on? What cruise ship would you like to go on a bucket list cruise? Or where would you like to go? What kind of itinerary would you like to be on for a bucket list, and why? Is there a particular cruise line? Particular cruise ship you've been on before, you love to go on again, that doesn't sail anymore? Go back to let's play the what if game. Would you like to go on a cruise ship that doesn't sail anymore, that maybe a relative of yours is on? Would you love to be a fly in the wall when your grandparents came over to the United States or to Canada from overseas. One of my personal items, if I could get a flux capacitor to work out for me, I would love to be on the cruise ship as an adult now, on the ship, on the ocean liner that my parents and I and my sister were on when we came from Germany back to Canada. My mother and father had originally come to Canada on an ocean liner in 1952. And in 1962, we were returning to Canada on a cruise liner from Germany because my father was in the Canadian Army and he had just served 3 years in Germany. And Zost was the area, just on the West German border, just not too far from the East German border. And he was in NATO. He's one of the Canadian Army. Is part of NATO, and the Canadian Army and the British Army and the Americans and others. We had troops over there servicing the NATO obligation to keep those Soviet tanks in check. Because East Germany and West Germany was a kind of a hotspot, sensitive hotspot. Anyway, we were coming back to Canada. I would love to be an adult today and to actually meet my parents, or to talk to them and just kind of find out what their thinking was at that time, knowing that they were on an ocean liner at that time in first or second class. I'm not even sure what it was. My father was part of a military band. He was in the band. He was a sergeant. And all the musicians from the band and the families were on the ship at the same time. We were all headed back to Canada because our deployment was up. And all the families were headed back there. And, I would love to talk to my mom and dad and all of his pals, his Army pals, coming back on this cruise for 6 days. Because for my parents, this trip was a complete different trip than the first time. They came over in 52 and basically in steerage. It would have been third class or whatever the lowest, cheapest class there was. And even then, I think my dad ate well on the ship coming over in 52 because he was starving, telling me how hungry he always was after the war years, how bad it was, the lean years, the rationing was still in effect. And Germans were dirt poor at that time. And the difference then in 62, he was coming over. He had money to buy cigarettes. He had money to buy drinks. He had a nice suit on every night, with my mother wearing a beautiful dress, different dresses every night with the heels, going dancing in the ballroom and smoking and drinking and partying until you couldn't believe it, for 6 nights coming back to Canada. I would love, that would be a bucket list, to be able to have been on that cruise as an adult, to go back in time and just hang out for an evening with them and enjoy their company. I think that would be really, really cool. Anyway, there you go. I wouldn't tell them who I was, but they'd probably look at me going, "You look awful familiar. Are you kind of related to the clan somehow? Because you look awful lot like my dad would say. You look like a lot like my brother." A little older though, because you're 62 and he was only in his 30s. But that would have been fun. That would have been fun. Anyway, let's say hi to who's here. And happy July 4th, everybody. Peter Heckema signed in first today, saying, "Hi, Bruce. Today we are on our boat, anchored on a little sandbar island, off the coast of Tarpon Springs. Another 50 boats anchored nearby. But I think we're the only ones probably listening to Traveling with Bruce." Well, get those people lined up. Let's go. Come on, you guys. You're on the water. Let's have some fun. Peter Heckema continued saying, 89 degrees here, and where we are anchored, my water temperature gauge reads 91.7 degrees in the Gulf of Mexico. Just beautiful. Happy 4th to everyone. Wow, Peter, that's unbelievable. Mini cruising, does it count? You're on the water. What the heck? Tom Henry, sounds like a great afternoon, Peter. Greetings from Richmond, where it's 92 Fahrenheit. Welcome, Tom. Robert Brandt is here. Hey, Robert. Hi, Bruce. Hi, all 85 in St. Thomas, and a beautiful 4th of July. They're celebrating the July 4th holiday there, too, of course. Richard C. Hello, Bruce and all. Hope everyone is well today. July the 4th. Happy birthday, USA. Richard C. Hey, Tom, how are you? 91 here in Philly, the home of liberty. Still over 200 days till my next cruise to Down Under. That's a big one. That's going to be great, Richard. Blaine, 2007. Hi, Bruce and all. Happy 4th, America. It's 86 on Hilton Head, South Carolina. Welcome, Blaine. to the show. Welcome back. Tom Henry, 269 days for my next cruise. You win, Richard. Robert Brandt, at Richard C. One of my sons is in Philly and going to be in a concert at Fireworks, said to be steaming hot there today. Wow. Let's see here. Blaine, yeah, it's nice here, but I'm more of a mountain type, not on the beach, not the beach type. Richard C., not here. Robert, last night, really bad thunderstorms causing power to go out. Wow. Let's see, Tom, I looked at, Richard C. is saying, Tom, I looked at my cruise planner. It is 278 days. You win. Robert is saying he said his neighborhood was flooded the day before by a water pipe breaking. Tom Henry, to Richard, you lost 78 days. What do we got here? Richard C. Oh, yes, near Walnut Street, large 48-inch main. They are reporting it will take months to fix. Go figure, months. Oh, my goodness. Must be specialty pipe. Who knows? All kinds of other pumps and whatever is connected to it. Who knows? Let's see. Tom Henry, I was just checking my CC roll call, and lots of chatter there about itinerary worries, what we will have port charges at 269 days. Lots of time to let NCL get their plans together, and they will. Tom, they'll get it together. Richard C., it looks like a river flowing. All the properties' basements were flooded. Oh, my gosh, terrible. Robert, he's in a high-rise, so no problems, but said many businesses closed for them. From the damage, you know, it's been a few days in Philly for eating out and all that. Tom Henry, I told him our goal is to see the new lock in the canal. A 15-day no-port cruise would be fine. Laugh out loud, just don't change the destination of LA since I'm booked my flight already to come home. Please get us back there. Bucket list, Richard C. Past a Mediterranean cruise. Check 2017 complete. Next up, Australia and Trans-Pacific crossing, then to Iceland, British Isles, 2019 and 2020. Fantastic, Richard. Way to go, lighting them up one after the other. Wendy Thompson, hi, everyone. We have the shipping container all gone. Though hot here, 91 last I knew. Now we can pick up the house. Oh, boy, do we know how to have fun. Oh, I'm sure you do. Wendy's been packing up her place in Missouri, heading to Florida in the Ocala area. She's moving there full time. Going to be a Floridian and getting ready to go cruising because she's only a drive away. Richard C. Tom went through the new lock in March. We did the old one about 2015. This is Panama Canal, I think. It is much wider, and you go through much faster in the new locks. Tugboat pushes ship as a mule. Old lock, the ship touched the wall. Wow, look at that. Blaine, my bucket list is Alaska. I have cruised and visited LA as we did a 9-day Mexican Riviera cruise back in 11. That has been marked off the list. So now bucket list is Alaska. Beautiful, Blaine. Fantastic. Lots of choices. And the prices this year are sure cheap. When you look at the whole spectrum of cruises available, you can find some real deals this year to Alaska. Wendy Thompson, but just think we drive across the state line into Florida. The next exit we take a picture under the Welcome to Florida sign. Right on, Wendy. Post that on my Facebook group page. Tom Henry, this will be our third Panama Canal cruise. This will be our third. I like the mix of sea days and ports. Too many consecutive port days on the Caribbean cruises. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You're only 20, 30 miles away, 50 miles away from your next port. The ship is, going along at 10, 12 knots in the open waters, just staying in international waters, so you can gamble all night long. And then the next morning, she pulls into the next port. It was just 12 miles offshore. Here we go. Panama Canal, a little different. You're dealing with distances, potentially. The cruise ship will go at 15, 20, 25 knots to get to where it's got to go, and that's real cruising at sea for sure. Excuse me, everybody. I'm a little thirsty there. Tom Henry, I've done 2 transatlantic cruises, lots of sea days to enjoy relaxing on the ship. Exactly. Richard C. Blaine, you will love Alaska, but it's cold no matter when you go. Our ship hit a rock outside of Juneau, Alaska, over a 300-foot gash, long flight home. Yeah, it would have been stressful. Yeah. Richard C. Tom Henry, first transatlantic last year. It was wonderful. The seas were so calm, both crossing and in the Mediterranean. First ever smooth cruise. Very good. Wendy Thompson, a guy we worked with, did Alaska 4 times. His family loved it, but July in Missouri, hot, so Alaska was a great change in temperature. Yeah, I guess you want to get away from the southern heat, take an Alaska cruise, and you're dealing with the 60s for the overnight lows. You know, 70s and 80s maybe for the highs. And in the evenings, it cools back down again. It's fantastic. You know, if you love that kind of weather, nothing wrong with that. Tom Henry, Richard C. I like the ports on our cruise ending in Barcelona. Not much more than the Panama Canal ports too. Richard C. Tom Henry, we had a back-to-back from Rome, and then did the Eastern Mediterranean. Highly recommended. Then swung back to Barcelona and picked up some people, but most left the ship and went to Fort Lauderdale. Interesting, interesting. Blaine, going to Alaska in the cooler weather will be just fine with me. I'd rather it be 65, 60, 65 in the day than 90 plus like in Southern Carolina. Tom Henry, cruising just does not agree with work schedule. I look forward to having fun in retirement. Right on, Tom. Yeah, coming up. Richard C., people on the Alaska cruise, they did not use the pool, but some brave souls were in the hot tub. Yeah, that I can imagine. Some of the ships, of course, will have the closing roofs. Like I know the Holland America ships, and I think Princess Cruises, they'll have the retractable roof, and so they'll close it in for the Alaska cruise. So if it's in the 60s or 50s, you're still in the 70s or 80-degree temperature range inside the ship, you know, with the roof drawn in. But the hot tub's the way to go. Absolutely, get into that spa and let it bubble you and warm you up. Richard C., since I retired in 2017, we found, my wife and I, we found like we like cruising over 15 days in length, much better, where you can really relax. Our previous longest was 15 days, but the last couple of days started to think of work. So yeah, those 15-day cruises, anything over 7, you get into a routine, you get into a pattern. That first 3 or 4 days, you're just gorging yourself on all the food that you're allowed to have, and you're just, you know, enjoying yourself till there's no tomorrow. But then after a while, you kind of settle into a routine, and you find that, well, you know, I get up in the morning and I like to head downstairs for the cappuccino, or I'll, you know, if I got a coffee maker in my room, I'll make a coffee or whatever. And then you might find that you'll go to the buffet for breakfast, or you won't. You might order room service, or you'll go to the main dining room and have breakfast there. You don't need the buffet now. Other folks go to the buffet and just have a banana or just a bowl of cereal, something very light. And then an hour or two later, they'll then think about, well, you know, it's sort of 11, 12 o'clock. What about lunch? And now, you know, looking for the big feast. If you're on a Carnival ship, you might head for Guy's Burger Joint and grab one of his burgers. There's so many options on a cruise ship. You can't go wrong, but you get into a pattern, and you may find that the big meal is going to be dinner, or the big meal is going to be lunch. So light breakfast, good big lunch, light dinner. However you work it, however it fits in, it just works. You'll get used to it. Tom Henry saying, I just hope that the trade wars calm down. My stock funds are my cruising money. Trying to get the wife to do a 105-day world cruise. No luck yet. If you plan it out, world cruise is reasonable. You know, it can be reasonably affordable on a per-day basis. The problem, of course, is that if it's 105 days at $120 a night or $150 a night, it's a big chunk of cash. Yeah, these trade wars, this is not good stuff. No, with China being, you know, having this little spat, Europe and Canada, this is not good. Now Mexico's just elected a new president who's very left, to the left of the last guy, and that's not going to go well with Mr. Trump. That's going to be tough sledding here. Mexico could have made a much easier deal with the last guy than the new guy, I think, but we'll have to see how this all plays out. The markets are jittery, wondering about what this is going to mean, and we'll have to see how this goes. The stock prices for the cruise ship lines, the 3 cruisers, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Carnival. The 3 stocks for the big 3 cruise lines are all at about the 52-week lows right now, because oil is at $75 a barrel plus. Inflation's picked up a little bit. Interest rates have ticked up a titch. There's the uncertainty of the economy, maybe, and more cruise ships coming online all the time, and each one's bigger than the last. Cruise lines are retiring 1,800 passenger ships and bringing in 5,000 passenger ships to replace them. Many more berths to fill out. But if the economy eases up and the cruising business flattens a tad, cruise lines are in a big are big trouble. They're gonna find that instead of having 104% capacity, it's gonna be at 92, 94, and that means they're not making the ultimate money that's supposed to be making per cruise, and this will affect their forecasts, and it could affect their share prices by another 10 or 20% or more. It all depends on just how nasty it gets. We'll have to see. A lot of factors going in. The market as a whole is holding its breath. Hopefully, cooler heads will prevail and deals will be made. Tom Henry, which cruise line, Richard C? I was checking out the Pacific Princess, Need Julie and Gopher and Isaac there, though. Richard C. Tom Henry, yes, that is the one. I have seen it as low as $12,500 a person, but that was in 2014-15 when the market was still recovering. I found costs go down around April for January cruises for the last 5 years. Richard C. Tom Henry, but it looks like World Cruise has been popular, and they're now discounting it. They're not discounting it as much, but I keep my eye on it. At about $15K, I'll book it. So watching for that. Of course, what you want to do on a World Cruise is you want to get a couple of offers. If they're offering you free gratuities on the entire trip, that's a big deal. At $15 a person, let's say, that's 2 people, that's $30 a day, 100 days. Whoa, that's a lot of money. So, think about that. If they give you free internet, if they're giving you perhaps free drinks or heavily discounted package, you got to look into all of that. MG Tow is here. Viking dropped their 245-day world cruise from 93,000 excuse me, to 43,000. That's 50,000 off their original fare, and of course all the cabins are balcony. That's right, MG Tow, they all are. It'll be interesting, MG, to see as we get even closer, will they drop a little more? We'll have to see how that goes. Wendy Thompson, happy 4th of July to everyone. Wendy, you too. Tom Henry, what type of cabin for 15,000? When I was looking at Fort Lauderdale round trip, it was about 35,000, probably for a balcony cabin or a mini suite. Tom Henry, tip for the Panama Canal cruise. We went on the jewelry tour in Cartagena, Colombia, and I think it cost us $30 for the 2 of us. We were in town like 4 hours, cheap way to get into town. Let the jewelry store, compensate you for it. You may have to, tolerate a jewelry show of some kind, but yeah, might be considered. Tom Henry, Bruce, having trouble. I am getting some strange static. My picture is very good here. No issues whatsoever. We seem to be fine. My phone is clear. My computer is clear. Do not have issues. It might be you, Tom Henry. You may want to reload. Betsy Lane, hello, 25 Celsius in Hamilton. How you doing, Betsy? Welcome back to the show. Haven't seen you for a while. Welcome back, Seakeeper. Hi, Bruce. And all 86 degrees Fahrenheit, cloudy and thunder here. No rain yet. But the tonight's fireworks are in jeopardy. He's saying thumbs up. It turns out Justin Trudeau is alleged to have misbehaved in Creston 20 years ago. Fun place, Creston. Oh, we have fun here. Oh, we have a good time. He says he doesn't recall anything that day. He remembers the day being here, but he says, I don't remember any bad experiences at all. But 20 years ago, my goodness, he was, what would he have been at that point? 20 years old, 22 years old? I don't even know. He was just a kid. I do not know. I have no opinion on it because I have no authority on it. I have no idea what's going on. And Jordan, good morning, Bruce. And no, it's 24 Celsius in Brisbane, Australia today. Happy 4th of July. Thank you, and Jordan. All American friends I know are thanking you for that. Mary, hi, 91. And humid here in New Hampshire. Hi, Mary, in New Hampshire. How you doing? Welcome and happy 4th of July. Richard C. Is saying, and Jordan, waiting for you. Hey, how you doing? MG Tow, Richard, I won't get off the boat in Cartagena. Again, it's dangerous. MG Tow ain't doing it. And Jordan, Richard C., happy to see you. Seakeeper, I just jinxed it. The rain just started. Blaine, don't forget the thumbs up, everybody. Richard C., MG Tow, Cartagena has lots of police and soldiers. $1 million plus homes, no problems there. Just don't leave the Walden area. Well, there you go. It all depends on where in town, where in these ports of call are you going to go, and how are you going to go there. You want to be on guard for sure. Richard C. is saying hi, and Jordan. Scott Weber, hi, Bruce. It's 76 and sunny in Palos Verdes. Scott, welcome back to the show today. MG Tow, that was not my experience in Cartagena. He didn't like it. And Jordan, hey, Peter, Tom, Henry, Wendy, Blaine, Seakeeper. She's saying hi, Blaine. So am I. How you guys doing? Blaine, hi, and Tom, Henry. We did a jewelry tour. Really enjoyed it. Let's see here. Tom, Henry. Hi, Ann. Nice spread on remembering Dad. Thank you. Richard C. MG Tow took the ship Richard's saying, hey, MG, we took the ship bus to Cartagena, Colombia twice. They're just in March. Drop you right inside the walled portion of the city, old section, and freely walked around, no problem. So there you go. If it's got security, it's got security. Cruise ship lines are not interested in taking passengers on a bus to a dodgy part of town and dumping them off and saying, see you in 3 hours. Good luck, everybody. They're not going to do that. If you're on a cruise ship tour, it's going to be as secure as they can make it, of course. But if you're on your own, you're taking your own chances in some of these kinds of places. Be careful. MG Toe, here he goes. He doesn't like pickpockets, hustlers, thieves, prostitutes, drug pushing, fake alcohol. He's listing what he doesn't like, and we know. That's why I say, MG, you go with the cruise tour if you do it at all. Otherwise, stay on board. Wendy is saying to see the Southern Cross stars she wants to see the Southern Cross stars in the Marquee and Hawaii. She wants to see those. Yeah, that would be a bucket list thing, wouldn't it, Wendy? And Jordan saying you're welcome. Robert Brandt, fake alcohol there too. It's everywhere, Robert, I guess. Let's see. Tom Henry. Oh, no, not the fake alcohol again. Here we go. Let's see. MG Toe. Yes, Robert. The ship has a tour that people pedal around town in a big bike scam. Came out. Their rum was rubbing alcohol. Wow, yuck. Tom Henry. I just wish the vendors who were in your face constantly had different products. I would have looked a little if there was a variety. Richard C. MG Toe. In Rome in September, there for a week, fellow passengers got pickpocketed. We used the metro, no problems, and went everywhere. Just need to be vigilant. But yes, you do. You have to really watch yourself. Same in Paris. You have to watch yourself everywhere. There are professional thieves wherever you go. Scott Weber. I'm doing a bucket list item next year, hopefully. I'm planning a Mediterranean cruise. Right on. You will not be disappointed, I'm sure. I'm sure you'll like it. Steam and Bean, 11 days. I'm on a cruise. 11 days. The steamer is on a cruise. Wes Morrison, hi, Bruce. Just tuned in. Finally got some well-deserved rain in New Braunfels, Texas. Fantastic, Wes. That is good news. Help the lawns and keep the dust down and everything. Fantastic, Wes. Welcome back, buddy. And Steamer, welcome back. Blaine, hey, Bean. Hope your road trip is going well. Steamer, Richard C. is saying Steamer is saying hello. And hello, Bean. Wendy, we are getting our granddaughter her passport next May for her graduation gift. Then it's her first cruise. Yes, fantastic. Get her started right away. Seakeeper, big fat stainless steel whack-a-troll hammer in full swing. Keep it nice, please, folks. I wished I could go on the SS France and the Norwegian Norway again. I say hello to the scale models every morning. Yeah, to have been on something of that caliber in their heyday. The SS France in its heyday. Wow, that would have been a cruise. The Queen Mary, the one that's in Long Beach, to have been sailing on the Queen Mary in her heyday in the 30s and having the money to do it. That would have been a nice cruise. MG told the minute you get off the plane in Italy, go through their version of screening. He's not happy. Steaming, had my toenails done this morning. Now I can head out to the beach without blushing. And Jordan, hey, the steaming bean, and Wes, Wendy, and Betsy. MG, while you put your valuables in the basket and go through the x-ray machine, people in back of you steal your stuff. The screeners just laugh. Oh, my goodness. Italy is one of the biggest criminal places in the world. MG is saying, stay out of Italy if you are a tourist. He's saying he's not happy there either. Don't get off the boat in Italy or most of the ports the cruise lines take you to. He's saying, Tracy Dunlop, happy 4th USA. Just got home from parade earlier and then 4th party. Now home to comfort the dogs when the fireworks start. Yeah, that's right, Tracy. Try to keep them calm. Iskew Park. Hi, Bruce and fellow suburbs. Here in Thunder Bay, Ontario, it's 18 Celsius here. It's sunny. It was cloudy earlier, but it looks nice now. The steamer is saying happy 4th of July to all those in the excited United States. Absolutely. Iskew, my bucket list is a around the world cruise. Need to win a lottery though, but just around the world cruise, please. Would that be something? July's the best time to see Alaska, MG is saying. I agree with you there, MG. Robert Brandt, guys, burgers with donkey sauce. Jim Thomas, hey guys and gals, 90 here in Northern California. Jim, how you doing? How is Debbie doing? Are you hearing from her? Isn't she in Skagway today? Is that where the ship is? I'm kind of curious. Blaine, hey JT, how's Deb and her cruise? Robert, my guess is the cruise stocks will increase a great deal come September. Well, Robert, we'll see how the markets are doing as a whole. And if oil goes to 85.90, I don't know. We'll see. Groot official saying hi, sir. Hello. Paul Wilson having my, let's see, what do we got here? Having my Roman noodles have to save up for my cruise on the Norwegian Epic in February. Right on. Paul Wilson, sorry, November, not February. Right on. Paul Wilson, laughing a lot. Johnny B, anybody have a Royal Caribbean cruise planned? A Royal Caribbean has a 4th of July sale. I got 30% off a refreshment package and a 10% off internet package for my cruise. It's always a good day to take a look at stuff like that. You never know. Sometimes the deals are just right. Paul Wilson, where's all the thumbs ups? You got my thumbs up. Thank you, Paul Wilson. Thank you so much. Scott Weber, 26 days until Alaska for me. I can't wait. Richard C. And no soccer today, but caught up on England-Colombia game. Wow, with so many games ending in penalty kicks. I don't like that, he's saying. Oh, we got 20 thumbs up so far. Not too bad. Those of you who could spare thumbs up, so I'll take them all. Thank you so much. Let's see here, Tom Henry. The steaming bean, any color, or did you get your toenails colored any color or not? Did you put an NCL logo on them? What did you do? That's what he wants to know. Wes Morrison saying hi, and Robert. Robert is saying, MG, why do you even leave home if you hate it so much out there? Italy was wonderful. Screening was great. Richard C. is saying locals were fantastic. We'll go back in a heartbeat. Love the Italian people. MG Tow, the ships have a lot to offer while in port. Stay on board. Don't be scammed by the Italians. I got to say, I was on the Norwegian Jade with my daughter, and we landed in. We had our Mediterranean cruise together. We were in Naples for a day. We were in Rome for a day, and we were in Florence, Pisa for a day. And we loved it. Just loved it. I enjoyed Naples. We had an afternoon booking for Herculaneum, which is kind of the smaller version of Pompeii. Pompeii has been overrun with tourists, where Herculaneum is much better preserved and it's much more in its original state. So I wanted to see that. But anyway, that tour was going to start around, I think it was around 1 in the afternoon until 5, because our ship wasn't leaving until 8 that evening from Naples. And we had to be at the pier by like 7, and we would be at the pier by about 6 o'clock. Again, it was a tour organized trip to Herculaneum, so I had no issues. But prior to that, we found that the ship was docked right at the pier in downtown Naples in the morning. But the deal was you could walk off the ship in the morning, but if you want to get back on the ship after 11 in the morning, you had to take a tender, because the ship would be moved off the pier and just parked a quarter mile offshore, and the tenders would now be running for the rest of the day. So I said to my daughter, well, why don't we have breakfast, and we'll get off the ship, we'll walk around Naples a little bit just on our own, and then we'll be right here at the pier for our 1 o'clock tour to Herculaneum. So we did exactly that. We put our walking shoes on, and after breakfast, we went down there and we walked off the port area, and mayhem everywhere. Of course, there were like there's ferries coming and going that hold 1,000 people and cars and trucks. There are people going. Other cruise ships were there. It was just incredible. Anyway, we're walking. Come out of the ferry. Come out of the dock area through the checkpoint. And we're now in Naples. And we walked Naples for about 2.5 hours, leisurely. And we went through neighborhoods, and I had no issues whatsoever. We felt absolutely, completely comfortable. We didn't feel like fish out of water at all. We didn't sense any kind of nonsense going on. We loved it. We walked in through parts of Naples. We weren't sure where we were. And we didn't care, because we had hours to kill. And every couple of blocks you come across a major intersection and you figure out where you're going. Anyway, we walked it. We just loved it. We found ancient Roman ruins. We found of course, many old churches and the architecture. I took picture after picture, loved it. And finally we came to, we were walking along the roadway, and we saw across the street the museum, the Museum of Naples, the National Museum, big, where all the artifacts from Herculaneum are on display. We didn't have time to go there, but I said to myself, bucket list, coming back here, going to bring my wife Jen here. That is a place I want to see, because I want to see these artifacts recovered from Herculaneum over since the 1700s when they discovered it. Anyway, we we weren't 100% sure where we were headed next. So we popped into a shop, a small shop. It might have been I'm not sure even what it was. Might have been a shoe repair store. And there was a husband and wife that were working. They owned it, and they knew broken English. And we were just curious about how to get back to the port, because we're from a cruise ship, and I had my room key. I'm not this particular one here, but I had my room key that I was showing him. It was the cruise ship. Oh yeah, cruise, yeah. So he took me outside the sidewalk, and he said, "Just keep going the way you're going." And he says, 2 streets, make a right, and he says, "It's right there. That's the direction of the port." He says, "It's very close, no problem." I said, "Thank you very much." And he was asking me, "Where are you from?" I said, "Well, Canada. We're from Canada, Calgary, Alberta, Canada." Oh, welcome to Naples. And shook my hand and my daughter's hand, and they were lovely, absolutely lovely people. And off we went, and 2 streets down, took the right, and sure enough, came into a major square where the major buses are, all the transit buses group, and we found a Burger King there. It was hot, and we were a little parched, and so we went into the Burger King, and we got ourselves a big old cafe. I got myself a Diet Coke. They don't have caffeine free in there, but it was all right. Had a big Diet Coke, and my daughter got a thing of water, and we just sat inside this air-conditioned Burger King and just relaxed and hydrated. Loved it. And then we continued along our way another half an hour. We got to the ship, back to the harbor, to the port there, no problem at all, and then got on our bus. Once we walked all the way up to where our tender was, that's where the buses were to pick up the passengers for the tour. We got there about 10 to 1, and showed them got our name on the list. Everything's fine. Hop on in, air-conditioned bus. Still had our drinks with us, and we were drinking those, and off we went. Had a wonderful, wonderful time. So I tell you, Naples, we did, like I said, we did the unescorted walk through town. And Naples in the 60s, I don't think you'd want to do that. But in the 2000s, we had no problem. Of course, it was the middle of the day, no issues whatsoever. Like I say, I'm a lover, not a fighter, so it was all good. Anyway, there you have it. Nice little story. We enjoyed it. That was a fantastic experience. I look back on it fondly. Absolutely. Richard C., I'm with you. Let's see, Jim Thomas. Yes, Skagway. Debbie's in Skagway. Thinks she's on the train up there. Jim is saying, right on. She's taking that train tour. That's the train that the Carnival bought. Carnival owns that thing. They're closing that deal probably at the end of this summer, and they'll own the ports. It'll be interesting to see if the Norwegian cruise line ever goes back to Skagway. They may not be able to get ships in there as easily with Carnival owning the pier, but that's next year. And on the other hand, they may cut a deal and just pay Carnival a fee to park their ship. We'll have to see. MG Toe is saying, yeah, he's not happy with Europe as a whole. Betsy Lane, South Pacific, Pitcairn Island, Easter Island, Papeete, Bora Bora, my dream cruise. I only need money now. Betsy, you've got it all figured out, except the money part. Way to go. You got to be organized, Betsy. You got to have your act together. You got your act together. I say, way to go. The money will come. Ollie Lang, hi, everybody. Hot in Kingston, Jamaica. Happy 4th of July for those in the U.S. Hi there, Ollie. Welcome to the show. Nice to have you here. Wendy saying, bean maple leaf on the toes. Bean. Oh, maple leaf on the toes, she's saying. Beaner, what did you put on your big toes? Anything? Awesome, Bean. Jordan is wondering. Melody, happy 4th of July. Hi, Melody, and welcome back. And Jordan, hey, Wendy Thompson. Hope your granddaughter has an amazing first cruise. I'm taking my son for his graduation cruise this year. Fantastic. Multi-generational cruising is what this is. And this is a relatively new, and it is a growing phenomenon. It's not only grandparents with kids graduating, it's grandparents with 4-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds, and no mom and dad. They're taking the kids, the grandkids, on a cruise because grandma and grandpa are in their 50s or 60s. The kids are teeny, young, under 15, and mom and dad are exhausted and are working 2 jobs each. And they're so happy grandma and grandpa are taking them off their hands for a week and taking them on a cruise. Fantastic, grandma and grandpa, do it. Kids are loving it too. That is a big deal. Richard C is saying, MG Toe, I will never stop at a Greek port. Scammed by bus drivers, paid 30 euros for 2 medium beers. The food was bad. We saw theft and police did not run after a guy. Unbelievable. Robert Brandt, I was just in Santorini a month ago, and I found people there delightful. Had meals in small local restaurants with wine, spent maybe $60 for the 2 of us. Loved it. How about that? Melody M, really hot here in Tennessee, 96. Ooh, Melody, stay indoors, keep the air conditioning on, get a cool drink. Jim Thomas, sorry, I was nodding off listening there for a few. No, Jim Thomas, not boring. I'm just pooped. It's all right, Jim. Hope your knee is getting better. Hope you're coming around with that. And Jordan, Richard C., I did a Mediterranean cruise in 17. Scammers are everywhere. Beware. See, depends on where you go. Robert Brandt, I think some of the ripoff artists see everyone with their room keys around their necks and they see a target. Yeah, that's true too. I bet you. Richard C., and what took the cake was the bus driver. We paid double to get it to town. On the way back, put the same money to him, supervisor behind him, and scolded him, and I got half my money back. But 30 euro for 2 beers, ridiculous. Isn't that something? That's $20 a beer. Ridiculous. Melody M, taking it easy today, going to my niece's softball game and then watching fireworks afterwards. Absolutely, Melody. Happy 4th of July. You're doing it right. Wes Morrison walked through Naples on a naval port visit. Loved riding the funicular. The funicular, fantastic. Wes. Richard C, Betsy Lane. I will post pictures from South Pacific next year. Can't wait. I'll put them on Bruce's Facebook, Traveling with Bruce Facebook page. Check it out, you guys. And Jordan, Richard C., I was in Barcelona and in their mall where you take a photo. They come around. They work in packs. They're very skilled at what they do. Yeah, you got to watch these guys. You got to be careful. Richard C., yes, Barcelona and Rome, 2 largest areas to be aware of. MG Toe, the only countries I feel safe are in the U.S. and Canada. However, the last time in Canada, a small girl grabbed my leg and would not let go. MG, you must be hot. You must be a looker because there's something about you that had this girl wanting to hang on to you. I don't. I'm kidding, MG. I'm kidding. Her father tried to scam me for $10 because I told her to let go. Yeah, here we go. And this was when I got off the ship. Unbelievable, MG. That's crazy. That's insane. That's nuts. Oh my goodness, Robert Brandt. I agree with they will see a key tourist. You're a goner. That's true. They are watching. They're waiting for you. Well, there you go. Let's see other cruise bucket lists. Where do you want to go? What do you want to see? I would love to take my wife on a Mediterranean cruise, for sure. Which ship? I wouldn't mind getting on something like a Viking ocean liner. That'd be kind of nice, calm, quiet. But on the other hand, I enjoyed the Norwegian Jade with all the activity, the comedy club. I know my wife Jen would love that. So if it's a large ship, I don't mind that either. I know that when we were in Rome, my daughter and I, we took that day tour, bus tour all the way to the Colosseum into the Vatican. We loved that tour. The next day, we did the Florence deal. We went to Florence for the morning, Pisa in the afternoon, lunch in between, all organized by the cruise line. Same in Rome. We had lunch served. We had a restaurant reserved, the whole restaurant. And there were two buses, 2 bus loads of us just inundated this place. They had the whole floor reserved for us. And the waiters were waiting and ready to go. And it was just, boom, service to the T, because NCL has basically saying to these restaurants, you want our business? We're bringing in today's the Jade. In a couple of days, it'll be this ship. And a couple of days that way, then it'll be the Jade again. And we're bringing you, 120 people to eat. We're paying the tab. Tipping is already included because it's a group deal. So service the bejesus out of our passengers and make them love us, and you'll keep getting our business. Well, they want not only the Norwegian business, they want MSC's business. They want Royal Caribbean's business. All these restaurants, I mean, they're putting out big time effort to do it right. Well, Brian, I tell you, we had the bread, we had soup, we had the salad, we had sparkling water. I could have a Diet Coke. They had wine. They were serving wine with dinner. Wonderful. Now, if you wanted your own gin and tonic, or you wanted, you'd pay separate for that. It's a bar tab. But with the meal, you had wine and soft drinks included. Not a problem. I'm sure even the beer was included if you wanted one. Fantastic. Just loved it. Didn't have to worry about tipping anybody. Didn't have to worry about paying for it. Didn't have to worry about the price on the menu. Didn't have to look at the menu. I think they had, I'm not sure, they may have given us a menu, like a couple of choices. And that's the beauty for the restaurant as well. They have 120 people there, and there's 2 choices for the menu today. And so they're cooking up a storm back there. And it's just a matter of, is it 70 of this and 50 of that? Or is it 55 of that and 65 of that. Which combo? But the salad's the same, the soup's the same, the buns are the buns, the drinks are the drinks, just the main dish. And away you go. Then what's the main dish? Pasta and something. Loved it. I just absolutely loved it. I was I want to do it with my wife for sure. Let's see here. Bruce, Richard C is saying, Bruce, you must do the Easter cruise. Those ports are fantastic. The Easter cruise. Richard, where are you talking about specifically, please? I'm sorry, saying Eastern Mediterranean. There you go. Dubrovnik and Kotar. So get Venice in there. Head over towards Greece, Santorini. Spectacular. I bet you it would be. I would love to do like a 3-week all Mediterranean cruise. Show me everything. That would be fantastic. I would love that. Yeah. I want to see. I want to see a lot more of the Roman culture, Roman ruins. The empire, how far it got, that type of thing. Oh yeah, I really love that stuff. Love to see more of that. Robert Brandt saying Southeast Asia. Dubrovnik is fantastic too. He says. Bessie Lane, Richard, what ship are you going on? What port are you leaving from? Robert is saying Croatia's coast is just amazing. Yeah, I've seen pictures and video. Phenomenal. Really nice. Gregory Power, hi from Halifax, Nova Scotia. 29 degrees Celsius now. It was 32 earlier. Whoa, getting up there, buddy. Hot days in July. Welcome, Gregory Power, to the show. Glad you're here. We're talking about bucket list items. What is your bucket list cruise? What ship would you love to be on, past or present? Where would you like to go, past or present? We've been sharing ideas here. Richard C., Europeans loved us. We always gave 20% tip. Oh, yeah, they would love you. Their eyes would get big. And free after dinner drinks. Help yourself. Absolutely. I'll tell you a story, a quick one. Visited my daughter. My wife and I visited our daughter in Berlin back in April of 2015. She was living there at the time. She and her then boyfriend, love that guy, and they were living in East Berlin. And I just made a video a couple days ago, maybe a week ago, about being in Berlin on my own for 2.5 weeks. And I was talking about staying in an apartment, a private apartment. It was my daughter's apartment. My daughter and her boyfriend, they were gone. They gave me the keys and said, Dad, just go. So I happened to be in Berlin for 2.5 weeks on my own. No wife, no kids, nobody, just me. In their apartment, riding the boyfriend's bike all over the place. But I remembered from April, this was in October, in April, I remembered we had been to this local restaurant that had been open all through the East German years. It is still an East German owned and operated style restaurant with, of course, the West German ways now, of course. But everything in that restaurant, everything, all the decorations on the walls are 30, 40 years old. East German military uniforms and hats and medals, participation medals for school kids who did track and field stuff, pictures and record albums. The kind of record albums you could buy in East Germany back in the 60s and 70s, all with German writing on them and stuff. I just love it. It's a time warp. This restaurant is a time warp. Anyway, Monday night is schnitzel night. And my daughter and the boyfriend said, we're going out tonight. On Monday night, we're going out for schnitzel because it's €5 for dinner instead of like 12 or whatever, or 10. It's €5 for a schnitzel. And wait till you see the schnitzel. Well, we went in there and I loved it. Oh man, I loved it. The plate was gigantic. It was, gosh, it had to be 16-inch plate, big plate, like an oval. And the schnitzel covered 3/4 of it. It was huge. And home fried potatoes. It's like you bake a potato and then you slice it into like chips, and then you fry it. Home fried potatoes with some onions in there. Oh my gosh. And then mushroom sauce in a bowl. So you cut a piece of your schnitzel on your fork. You then dip it in the mushroom sauce and eat that. Oh my gosh. A side of sauerkraut. Giddy up, baby. Anyway, if you have room for dessert, of course you have strudel. Of course. Absolutely fabulous. Anyway, he brought us in there. We ate just, oh God, we ate like you wouldn't believe. And the owner came by and knew my daughter and the boyfriend because they were now regulars, and they were taking up a conversation and mentioning that this is my mom and dad from Canada. They're here visiting us from Canada. And he said, I'll be right back. And he goes to the bar. He comes back with a tray, schnapps and shot glasses on the house, and one for him because he's the owner. And we had a shot of, I'm not sure what it was. It could have been Jägermeister or whatever it was. But I'm not a drinker. But in this case, I had my shot. Yeah, because it's a ceremonial thing. Why not? I could have probably used the disinfecting effect. When in Germany. Well, it was wonderful. He offered us a drink, and down it went. And we talked with him a little bit through my daughter and the boyfriend, helping to translate. My German is terrible. It's all broken up. It was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Well, turns out this is not just a one restaurant deal, because a couple of nights later, we went out to another restaurant that the two of them frequent, where they said to me, Dad, you're going to love the pizza here. You're going to love the pizza. They make this great pizza here in Berlin at this restaurant. So we went to this restaurant that at one time had been a seafood restaurant of some kind. And the interior decoration of this whole place had never been changed. It was now an Italian-style restaurant with a seafood-looking decor. And the owners obviously rented this place after the other guy went out of business and went broke, left all this behind. They just took it over and kept going and put their own menu in, and here we went. And of course, we ordered dinner, and again, reasonably priced, because again, the kids knew where to go. And talking to the waiter after dinner, and the waiters were just casually having a wonderful chat. He had a little bit of English and a little bit of German. And again, mentioned, yeah, Mom and Dad, they're visiting us from Canada. Oh, I'll be right back. Sure enough, here comes the owner and the waiter, the two of them, with the tray, with the shots, and everyone gets a complimentary drink on the house. Welcome to Berlin. It's so nice of you to come and visit. Well, I got to tell you, I drank that too. I had 2 days to recover from the last shot, so I was all right. But oh my goodness, not that uncommon there. Love it. What a casual, great thing. And of course, once you're known and once you get comfortable with everybody, everyone is just so easygoing. I find Berlin such a grown-up place, mature and grown up in every respect. I find Germany that way, actually. The whole country, it's so grown up. The pettiness, there's some pettiness there, but I just don't see these little things that drive me nuts. We're in North America, Canada in particular, we still have a thing about people drinking in a bar. Like, give me a break. If you're over 18, it's the law. You can have a beer, for crying out loud. Towns in Canada and cities sometimes put up a squawk when the restaurant wants to have a little patio area in the summertime to drink a beer. I mean, it's like, oh, children are going to see it. Oh, give me a break. Kids couldn't care less. They want to know where the swing is at the park. Anyway, if you're at a table with a couple of children, you know what you do with the kids while you're having a beer? You give them some ice cream, and they're happy. They don't want your beer. They want an ice cream. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, I find Germany so grown up. I just love it. And when I went back on my own, back to Berlin in October, I went to those exact same restaurants, and the food was just as I remembered it. Of course, they didn't remember me from before, obviously, not really, but I loved it and enjoyed it. Didn't get a free shot after dinner because I didn't talk to them because I can't speak fluent German, but I didn't need one. I was quite happy with the schnitzel on Schnitzel night. I was quite happy with the pizza at the pizza joint. It was terrific. I loved it. Anyway, that's a little story, a little diversion there. Let's see what's going on with some comments here. I don't want to bore you too much. Folks have been talking. Let's see here. Sorry, folks, I've just got to go back far enough to catch up with everybody here. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Richard C. Betsy Golden leaving Sydney for Los Angeles, Sydney, Australia to LA by a cruise. Fantastic. Steamer saying Europe is too expensive. Not really, Steamer. It depends on how you do it. You can get to Europe and do Europe affordably. There are ways. Robert Brent, Steaming Bean, yes, it's gotten very expensive, again, depending. And Jordan, my bucket list cruise would be Canada. Done a lot of cruising in other parts of the world, but not Canada. Well, doing a cruise, Montreal, Quebec City, the Maritimes, to the Northeast U.S., that's pretty in the fall, really pretty. And I'd like to see these countries build full-scale replicas of these ruins instead of having people see nothing what the these ruins have become. Well, you know, that's what Disneyland is for, MG. Disney World does that as a living, I guess. And Jordan, welcome, Gregory Power, Tom Henry, and Jordan. Let's all do the Trans-Canadian train. Tom, you can't afford it. You haven't got enough money. We don't have a regular scheduled train anymore across Canada. It's now privately run tourist deal, $5,000 per person. You don't want to do it. It's insane. It's a sad story that it is that way. Gregory Power, thank you. And Steaming Bean, April in Germany is the best as it is asparagus season. There you go. MG Tone, and you can come to my place and we can cruise up the California coast and into Canada and Alaska. There you go. Robert Brandt, Bruce, did you ever get to Berlin before the wall came down? I was in Germany when the wall went up. Of course, I was just a kid. I was like 6. The wall went up when my father was deployed there with NATO. And boy, I still remember the tension in the house for a little while, because all troops, NATO troops, all the allies, the Russian troops, Hungarian, Czech, you name it. I mean, Europe just went still. It was kind of like no one wanted to twitch, to even blink when this is going on, wondering what is going to happen between Khrushchev and Kennedy with the Russians, the East Germans, putting up this wall. It was tense. And of course, in the United States and Canada and around the world, all armed forces went on full alert. Full alert. It lasted about a week. And everyone was wondering, are the nukes going to start flying between Russia and the United States? Are the ICBMs going this way? What's going to happen? And it was a tense time. But in the end, Kennedy realized this is the best thing to happen to him, because prior to this happening, prior to the wall going up, there was an exodus of East Germans leaving for West Germany, into West Berlin, and not going back to East Berlin. And people, once you land in West Berlin, a lot of East Germans had jobs in West Berlin, just so you know. Excuse me. They were commuting daily. You can go back and forth. But a lot of these East Germans wouldn't come back. They'd go to work and not come home, and they would then seek asylum. Well, the minute you landed in West Germany and you wanted to become a West German citizen, automatic. If you're an East German, you're an automatic West German. Just ask. And you would get a passport, and that would allow you transport right to the proper West Germany. And you would then be housed. They would set you up. They'd get you set up with a career, education if you needed it. If you were a plumber in East Germany, they would get you registered and certified as a plumber in West Germany. You'd be in heaven. And a lot of these kids, these 20 and 30 somethings, were realizing, why start a family in East Germany? I can't find enough food. I go to the grocery store in East Germany. There's not enough food there. I'm buying groceries in the West and taking it to the East. The shoe store, I can't buy shoes in East Germany that are stylish. They're made in Hungary, and they're all the same. There's 3 styles of shoes for the guys, 10 styles for the women. West Germany's got 150 styles of shoes, and there's 2,500 shoe stores. I mean, it's unbelievable. So, so what happened was the East Germans weren't coming back, and East Germany was losing its workers, and it was, tensions were rising, and West Germany is saying to East Germany, you just can't. It's not our fault. You guys just haven't got your act together. Well, East Germany figured it out. We're going to imprison our citizens in our country so they can't get out. And that's what happened. Overnight, the wall went up. Barbed wire at first, and then bricks and mortar, and then it kept evolving over the years. So that happened while I was there. Kennedy was thankful this happened, that the wall went up, because after a few days, he realized U.S. tanks and Soviet tanks can't face each other anymore. There's a wall in between us. And with that wall, the tank doesn't have to point. We don't have to point the tank muzzle at the Russian tank. He doesn't have to point his tank muzzle at our tank. There's just a wall between us. So there won't be soldiers going over the wall either. This is great. And this was a Berlin problem. This wasn't the rest of the country as a whole. It was really a Berlin issue, because Berlin is in East Germany. It's an island in East Germany, and Berlin is separated in half: West Berlin, East Berlin. So the wall went up around West Berlin. So now West Berlin was truly inside a fence, inside a wall, surrounded 360 degrees. But there were highways that were, I think there were 2 or 3 highways and rail lines that went directly to West Germany that were allowed to be used by travelers. But you couldn't go off the highway. You had to just make a beeline 80 miles to get to the west or into West Berlin only. And so after a while, the things calmed down politically and militarily, and everything kind of returned back to normal. So I was in West Germany when the wall went up, but I hadn't been back since. And the next time back in Germany, after I left in '62, the next time back was 2008 with my daughter, who was studying German in school. She was learning how to speak German, and she was learning about German culture, German history. And of course, I had heard German history all my life from my parents. And that's why Berlin meant a lot to me, to see it as an adult, to appreciate it for the first time. So when I got there, I was 52, and the wall had been down for 19 years already, but there were many remnants of the wall still left. Today, there are still remnants of the wall left and are being protected. It's a national protected icon. You can't chip the wall down anymore. The wall is now being preserved. That's the total reverse, because 99% of the wall's gone. And so the death strips are gone, the guard towers are gone, all that's gone. But it's a really neat thing to see in today's world, what it looked like, and you know, I'm trying to imagine what it was like. Unbelievable. And Jordan, Tom Henry, I would love to go on a Rocky Mountain Mountaineer. Vicky, hi, hey, traveling with Bruce. Hi, everybody. Hi, Vicky. How are you? Happy July 4th to all of us. Steamer, I hung out in Eastern Berlin. I loved it. Robert Brandt, my wife grew up in Prague, and I think they have a lot in common. I think they do too. Czechoslovakia had the rebellion in '68, and the Russians crushed it with tanks. And this again was a sign to the Americans and the Allies that, look, East Germany, West Germany, there's tension there, but we don't dare try to go into East Germany and invade it. The Soviets will defend it. And when there was the uprising, the spring uprising in '68 in Prague, in Czechoslovakia, the prime minister of Czechoslovakia and the parliament voted for open press and more freedoms. And the Soviet government said, I don't think so. And they sent the tanks in, and they crushed all opposition. And there were mass arrests. And it was martial law in Prague. And that was a crisis in, again, Europe for a number of years. Czechoslovakia didn't become free until after '89. Took quite some time for Czechoslovakia to become free as well. Hungary, too, and other countries, quite something. It is a deep memory for the older people, but we're dying out. I'm 62. I was just a kid when this is going on. My parents are gone. My father's gone. My mother is 84 now, in a senior center, and doesn't remember yesterday, so I can't talk to her about it anymore. But you know, how many are left? A handful, compared to at one time the whole continent was consumed by this. It was a menace. The Iron Curtain, as Churchill called it, was a big deal. Galen is here. Hi, Galen. Hi, Bruce. 25 in Summerlin, back from a month trip to Bali, ready to find a cruise, looking for deals. Galen, welcome back. I hope you had a good time in Bali. That sounds like you did. Tom Henry, Ollie, tell us what life is like in Jamaica. Rob Stouter. Hi, Bruce. A 93 in Horseheads, New York. Just put me on any Disney cruise ship. I'm a happy guy. Just put me on a cruise, on a Disney cruise. I'm a happy guy. That's my bucket list. MG Tow, that sounds amazing. Let's go from California, Canada, all the way up to Canada, Alaska. That'd be a great cruise. Richard C., the Steaming Bean. Rome seemed to be cheaper than the Jersey Shore. We did eat in sometimes, but we had a lot of pizza, really cheaper than the U.S. restaurants. Wendy Thompson, May in Germany, rain, but all the Roman ruins in towns along the Rhine River was amazing. Absolutely amazing. It is. Scott Brody, hi, Bruce and all. 34 degrees here in St. Thomas, Ontario. Going on my bucket list cruise in 8 days to Alaska on the solstice. It's going to be great, Scott. You're going to have a great time. I'm looking forward to hearing from you either on the ship or after. Let us know how that goes, and then post photos on the Facebook group page, Traveling with Bruce, please. Tom Henry, Rob, Disney is out of our budget. Have a great time, Scott. And Jordan, hey, Vicky, welcome, Galen. Scott Brody, planning on it. Tom Henry upgraded our seats on the plane to first class, going all out. Fantastic. Vicky, hi, Ann, how are you? Tom Henry sounds great, Scott. Tom Henry, I moved to elect Ann as the official Traveling with Bruce greeter. Tom Henry or greeter. Normally Debbie does that. Debbie Emanuel, she's also a bit of a greeter as well, and it's wonderful. Love it. So, and Jordan Scott Brody have an amazing time on Celebrity. Haven't been on Celebrity yet. MG Toe, Germany is the only country in Europe I feel safe in. Probably it's because an occupied country, it's green everywhere because the Germans drink a lot of beer and they piss everywhere. I don't pre-read these comments. I'm just going live here, folks. Oh, my MG, you are something. Rob Sauter, been to Germany several times. Love it. And Jordan, Tom Henry, thanks. You were so kind. MG Toe, but the Germans do make the best beer in the world. I admit that. Wes Morrison, that is why a European river cruise is great. All your meals are included, and you get free wine and beer at dinner. Yeah, Wes, you're right. The European cruises are fantastic. The river cruises, man, they're just awesome. Some of the rivers are very wide, and then some of them are a bit narrow. But the experience of seeing Europe close up, Austria, Germany, Switzerland, France, unbelievable. It's fantastic. On the other hand, I do admit that you want to travel Europe on a budget as an adult rather than a backpacking student. Even as an adult my age, you can travel Europe on a budget. You just have to shop for bed and breakfast accommodations, rail passes, grab rail passes. Maybe when you're in a city, a town, not a large city, but a smaller city, you're going to rent a bike for a week and you're going to get around that way, or transit in a city like Berlin. You use the transit system. It's so cheap. You can buy a 1-week transit pass. It'll work out to like $3 a day or $3.50 a day. I mean, we're talking a bargain of bargains because you have unlimited rides for 7 days for that kind of money. I mean, my goodness, just leaving where I was, the flat that I was in, and taking the tram to Alexanderplatz, transferring to the subway line, going down to the main train station, the Hauptbahnhof, and then connecting on another tram or whatever to another place, and spending the day there sightseeing, and then the same thing back, 3 rides coming back, all for $3-something a day. Are you kidding me? That's just unbelievable. It's a bargain of bargains, and it's so efficient, clean, beautifully run, secure, safe, fantastic. And then food. Oh my God. Alexanderplatz, the rail station. You come out of the rail station into the square, whether you're coming in or going out, doesn't matter. There are guys there that are they're from overseas. These young guys are not from Germany. These guys are new immigrants, so they could be Romanian, Hungarian. They're working their tails off. Anyway, they're standing there, and they have on, they're wearing a harness, a steel harness over their strollers, these straps, and they've got, in effect, on them a bratwurst stand that they're standing holding with an umbrella over their heads. And they're serving brats. They got their 2 hands free, and they got the grill in front of them. They got this plastic cover all around. And you come up to them and say, I'll have a bratwurst on the bun, please. And he grabs his tongs. He pulls out a fresh baked bratwurst. He's got his other hand has a glove on it. He then grabs the brat that's just cooking on the barbecue unit there, puts it in there. Would you like some sauerkraut on there? Oh, sure. Put some sauerkraut on there, and then he hands it to you. You can get a cola from the guy. He's got those. And it's €1.50 for a bratwurst. That's like $2.10 American for a bratwurst, cooked right on the spot. Cola's $1 more, maybe €1 more. So for like €2.50, you got lunch. And he's got the mustard there. He's got the ketchup there, whatever you want to put on it. And napkin, you grab one of those, a little serviette, and then head over here, sit down and eat it. It's fantastic. You can eat cheap in Germany. Eat cheap. You can eat expensive too. Very expensive, but you don't have to. It's fantastic. I love it. Scott Brody, my first cruise of this size, and thanks, Tom Henry. Maybe we could cruise with Peter in his mini cruiser from Florida to Quebec. I don't know about that. Jim Thomas, I have been watching commercials. You have, but the last one was 6 minutes, but I hung in there, made it. Jim, I'll tell you right now, if you watch 30 seconds of my commercials and then quit, I think it's okay. I think I get paid. After 30 seconds, it's all good. That's all you need. And if you watch 30 seconds of my video, it's all good too. For any of those of you who are trying to support me by watching my ads, you don't have to watch all 6 minutes. If you hang in there for about 30 seconds, move on, you're good. It's all good. I think it counts as a view. Tom Henry, what was being sold, JT? What was being sold, JT? Oh, you Tom Henry, I watched the Friday 5 p.m. this morning. No ads. There you go. You don't get them every time. And Jordan, I'm great, Vicky. Richard C. MG. I think the people in Ireland would disagree on beer. They think they have the best Guinness. All bars here always have it on tap, so it's popular. Not so for German beer. Well, it all depends on where you're from, and that's the beauty of beer. There are thousands of varieties, and everybody has their favorites. I say try a little of this, try a little of that, and experiment and enjoy. And Jordan, Scott, Brody, you will have an amazing time. Celebrity is awesome. Robert Brandt saying 1991. And I don't know why Robert Brandt is saying 1991, but he's putting in 1991 from a comment much earlier. I have no idea where that comment's from. If you know what it is, you know what it is. MG Toe, I don't care for Guinness. It's too watered down for me. All right, I really like them all, so I'm not going to complain about any beer. I like beer. Suzanne Hoffman, great show today, Bruce. Love history. Thank you, Suzanne, for joining me. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Robert Brandt, Czech beer is great too. Oh yeah, Pilsner Urquell. Oh my goodness, that is fantastic beer. And Jordan, Tom Henry with Peter. That cruise sounds amazing. Mini cruise. Tom Henry, wonder if Peter will serve burgers on the grill. Laugh out loud. And Jordan, Tom Henry, guys, burgers. Laugh out loud. Tom Henry, Peter must be asleep, but no reaction yet. And Jordan. Scott Brody, Alaskan Cruise bucket list, first class all the way. Wes Morrison, when I did Euro Rail in the 70s, I loved the bratwurst stands at the train stations. Thanks for reminding me of this memory. Yeah, it is so cool. Czech split into two countries. That's right, Czech Republic and Slovakia now. That's right, used to be Czechoslovakia. Robert Brandt in 1991 is when they split up. Thank you, that's what you meant, because the German wall, East Germany's wall came down in 1989. Reunification took place about a year or so later, 1990, 91. Reunification took place between the Germanys. Most interesting time. But Wes, yes, those bratwurst stands are fantastic. And no matter where you go in Berlin, I found you found the guy standing, but you also found the stands that we have in North America. The guy in the wagon, and you have the guy staying behind the wagon or inside a little cubicle on the street sign somewhere. Yeah, you can get some pretty decent German food in Berlin at pretty good prices. You want to eat on the street, you can eat cheap, of course. I found what I love being alone in Berlin. A block from my flat, from my daughter's flat, was a grocery store called Kaiser's. It's a big chain, huge chain. And every week there would be flyers being delivered to the mailbox from Kaiser's and all the other grocery stores in the area. But I would just walk over to Kaiser with a bag. I'd have like a reusable bag because environmental stuff. Everybody has reusable bags, and it would be full of empties. I'd have 10 or 15 empties in there from diet caffeine-free cola or whatever. And you just walk into Kaiser's, and you get into like a lobby area, and you can grab a cart and go into the store, or you can go over this direction over here. That's where the empties go. And there was an automated machine there, just very much like they have in California, where you just put the bottle in the little hole, and the scanner has a laser scanner, figures out what kind of bottle it is, and it takes it, and you put the next bottle in, and it just goes in a little conveyor belt, and it's in a room back there, and you can hear the glass bottles hit other glass bottles. You hear plastic hit plastic because the conveyor belts shift these bottles where they're supposed to go, cans, whatever. Anyway, once you're done, the little screen will tell you you got a €1.20, €1.20 is yours. Hit the button, cash out. Out comes a receipt. Says €1.20 with a code on it, scanned code and everything. That's worth $1.20. Go in and now go into the grocery store. Well, if you didn't want to get anything cold to make yourself, what I would do is I would go to the part of the grocery store where they had the hot food, just like Safeways has in North America, Albertsons. And there's the schnitzels there. They got the Klups, which is like burger patties, thick burger patties. They've got fried chicken. It's all there. And there's the strudel, the German desserts. And so if it's just something to eat for the dinner hour, I'd be sitting there, well, give me that European wiener there, and give me some of those home fried potatoes. Oh, give me some of that rotkohl, that red cabbage over there, that cooked red cabbage. Oh, delicious. And then a piece of the schnitzel or a piece of the strudel to take home for dessert. And you hand her the $1.20 coupon. She takes that off the top of your total. You pay her the rest in cash or however. Oh, wonderful. Now you're walking back to your flat with a small bag just for dinner. And breakfast the next morning, you have breakfast and whatever you're doing for lunch. And in dinner time, the next dinner, I need some food. I go back to the grocery store, and this time I'm going to buy something. So now you're into the grocery store with the cart. And I just love shopping in Berlin, looking up and down all the aisles because it's so neat and different than North America. And you're picking up, if I want to get some wieners, German wieners, I can buy a 4-pack or a 3-pack, 6-pack, and way cheaper than having them pre-cooked. Of course, you're just cooking them yourself. Hot water, it's all you need. Fantastic. You're buying a little container of pre-made potato salad or whatever you want. And I love doing this every couple of days in the grocery store, picking up what I need. By the time my trip was over at the end of 2.5 weeks, there was nothing in the fridge that had to be thrown away. There was no food that was going to rot in there. No, because you ate what you needed. So efficient, so handy. And I was people watching every day at around 5 in the afternoon, folks coming home from work. The folks who are working and living in Berlin full time, they don't think this is such a big deal in the Kaisers like I did. I'm watching the locals, and they're buying enough groceries for 2 to 3 days. That's it, 2 to 3 days of groceries, unless they need a bottle of ketchup for the next month, or they need some hot mustard, Zemf, or something like that. Yeah, that you buy like you do in North America, of course, last year a while. But a lot of folks are buying dinner for tonight, dinner for tomorrow, or if it's a Friday, they're buying dinner for the next 3 days, for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because Sunday, the store's closed. They're closed on Sunday. If you want to go grocery shopping on a Sunday in Berlin, you have to go to the grocery store located in the train stations, because most train stations, the larger ones, have a grocery store right below the tracks, like at the ground level, and they're open 7 days a week. How about that? Till about midnight every night. And so if you need something, you need milk and bread because you forgot, you go to the train station on the tram, you grab your tram, go to the train and get food and come back. That's how you do it. Or you grab your bike. Fantastic. I love it. So mature. I just love it. You can also buy alcohol in the grocery store. You can buy beer, vodka, rye. You want Bacardis? They got Bacardis. You want a Russian vodka? They got that. You want Jägermeister? They got that. Whatever brand you want, they have it all. It's incredible. Very cool stuff. Let's see here. We got any more comments coming in here? Let me just check. Here we go. Have a great rest of the day, everyone. Richard C. Singh. See you on Thursday. Thank you, Richard. Robert Brandt. Bye, Richard. And Jordan. See you, Richard. Have a great day. Steamy Bean. Bruce is on a big German kick these days. You got to love it. Robert Brandt, the Vatican. Robert Brandt, Europeans eat fresh for the most part, and they are not fat. They're not obese for the most part either. Blaine, fresh is best. Can't go wrong with that. MG Toe, the French and other Europeans like to get bread daily at the bakeries. Oh, don't they? Robert Brandt, alcohol. Blaine, mint fresh is best. That's right. Well, guys, I want to welcome, thank you all for joining me today. And again, wish everyone a happy 4th of July to all my American friends and viewers. Today, we've managed to score 32 thumbs ups. Thank you for all of those thumbs ups. If anyone has one they can spare, I would love some more. Steamer saying daily baked bread just does not happen in northern Saskatchewan. It just doesn't. I hear you, buddy. But in every small town and village in Europe, it does. That's standard fare. People will not buy the pre-made breads from the big bakers. No way. They're going to buy it from their local bakery along with a dessert for later perhaps, but that's tradition. Rob is saying, my first cruise was with Carnival, never again. 4 cruises with Disney. Last one with Royal Caribbean, never again. Disney, he loved it. Robert, if you wash all the food down with some wine, it seems to work. Yeah, that goes okay too. And, when in Berlin, when in Paris, when in Rome, you go with the flow. They know what they're doing. They've been there for thousands of years. They kind of got it figured out. 34 thumbs ups and counting. Thank you all so much. Fantastic. Yeah, love it. Can't wait to go back to Europe again. Like to see more of it, but I would also love to revisit Berlin another time. Spend some time with my wife there for a couple of weeks with her as well, because she's listened to me talk about it all the time, going, man, he really liked it. He really liked it. She enjoyed it when the daughter was there, very much. But I really enjoyed it when I was on my own too. Just a fantastic place. MG Toe Ron, Disney is owned by Carnival. No, it's not. No, Disney is not owned by Carnival, MG. Disney is owned by Disney. Disney is its own entity. Princess is owned by Carnival and Holland America and Costa and Cunard. But Disney is owned by Walt Disney, the Walt Disney Company. subsidiary. And Jordan, great show, Bruce. Thank you. MGTOW, different experience on both lines. Definite difference for sure. Absolutely, completely different. Guys, thank you for watching me today. Have a great 4th of July. I'm on tomorrow, Thursday, for 2 shows, 5 o'clock and 8. I posted a video today, just before this show, mistakes that cruisers make. Big mistakes that cruisers make. Get a chance to watch it. Or if you know someone that's new to cruising, have them check it out. Let me know what you think. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. So MGTOW CCL runs Disney cruise lines. No, Disney is not run by Carnival. Carnival does not run Disney. Disney runs itself. As far as I know, it's Disney. MGTOW lines, yeah, Disney is Disney. Guys, I'm off. Thanks for watching me tonight. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern time. You take care. Thanks for all your support. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now.